Yo, what's up guys, it's Mike. In this video we're going to be talking about machines versus free weights. Which one's better for building muscle? There's a lot of disadvantages and advantages of both, so let's go and dive into it. Do you need machines in order to build muscle? Because there's a lot of people that just swear by free weights, and then there's a lot of people that are always working on the gyms and they're doing 80% of their lifts off of machines. One thing I find on machines that's really good though versus free weights is it allows you to isolate your muscles. So this way you don't have to go ahead and work your whole entire back or your whole entire chest, and you can go ahead and pinpoint certain parts of your muscle depending on what you're working on. Because the machine allows you to use a certain angle that might be a little tough to get into in free weights. For example, I remember when I used to go to the gyms a lot and I would use a lot of machines and I would jump on and I'll do high rolls, and then afterwards I do a hammer strength and I do like low rolls and then all this stuff. You can really feel the difference between the exercises. You can really feel which parts are targeting. That's really good if you want to go ahead and target certain parts of your body. Why do you want to do that? Let's say if your body's a little imbalanced, right? There's a lot of people's bodies that's kind of imbalanced, parts of their body stronger than others. So that's one good advantage, is if you're imbalanced and you feel like one part of your body needs more work than the other, then a lot of times it could be a little difficult to use free weights. Most of the time when you're using free weights, depending on how advanced of a lifter you are, you're gonna use whatever muscle group it takes to do that movement. Versus machines, you can isolate a lot better. Another advantage of using machines is when you have some type of injury. Because you're able to isolate, certain body parts that you're working on, if you're injured in one area, you may just work another area of that same muscle group and you'd be fine. So this way you don't have to skip out on workouts, and you don't have to, really take a huge hit when you get injured. It's gonna happen, and when it does, you have a way to go ahead and come back on it. That is a really good advantage of machines. Another thing that I would say is, I wouldn't say it's an advantage, but it's good, which is for beginners who don't know anything about lifting, to just jump on a machine and just start going, because it's a lot easier. You don't have to have this huge learning curve. I wouldn't say it is a huge advantage. The reason why is because the disadvantage of machines, which is for most beginners, they're wanting to either build more muscle or lose fat, or both. That's a huge downfall of machines, because even though you can build a good amount of muscle machines, you're not able to lose a lot of fat if you're just jumping on machines. Most of your stabilizing muscles aren't really engaged when you're doing a machine. Imagine sitting there and you're doing like a high roll, like one of those hammer strength machines. You got a pad right here and you're doing this. Well, you're basically isolating everything, so you're not allowing any stabilizing muscles to work, and you're only working one part of your muscle, which is good for isolation, but not good for fat burning. In order to burn fat, the more muscles you use, the more calories it takes to use those muscles. And that means the leaner you get. That is one huge disadvantage of using machines. And besides that, another disadvantage of using machines is basically core strength, because you're only isolating certain parts, so you're not able to use a lot of your stabilizer muscle, no matter if it's your core, lower back, triceps, or shoulders, or chest. Personally, for myself, I've done both. I went through a time to where I used a lot of different machines. Now I only use free weights. Well, let me take that back. I do use a lat pull down, and I use a cable crossover, which I can do a couple different exercises, like for chest flies, or maybe like tricep push down, or maybe doing like cable curls. Besides those, I use everything else free weights. The reason why is basically because of the advantage of free weights. Number one, burns more fat, burns more calories. Number two, it strengthens all of your muscles. Another thing that I really like about it though, that I would consider probably one of the biggest advantages, you're able to work multiple muscle groups in just one lift. Why is that good? The reason why is because most guys, if you want a very aesthetic, a very complete body, you can't just have, big arms and big chest and, a small back. You want to have a balanced out body, right? You want to have some legs. You want to be able to wear shorts and not look like chicken legs. You want to be able to, have a big chest, or at least good sized chest with good sized arms, kind of have this balanced out body. So this way you look aesthetic instead of being very imbalanced. A lot of people that focus only on machines, certain parts are big and certain parts are undeveloped. They may be really wide, but then when they turn from the side, they're what I call like hollow backs, right? Because they don't have like that middle back that pops out to give you that depth, right? They give you the thickness. Or you look at them, maybe they have really good shoulders, a really good chest, a wide back, but they have no traps. When you're doing machines, you would have to literally, okay, I gotta do a lot of shrugs, and then let me go and hit back. If you're using free weights, you do a deadlift, you're working your traps, you're working your lats, you're working your middle back, your upper back, plus you're engaging your glutes and hamstrings. So you're working on multiple muscle groups at one time. All of them are being built. Through that one exercise, you're able to work on all the muscle groups. Over time, your body starts to balance out. That's why when you look at people that use a lot of free weights, that do a lot of compound lifts that involve multiple muscle groups, you look at their bodies, they're always very balanced. You know, they always have muscles everywhere, and they have a certain look to them, a very aesthetic look, instead of guys that only concentrate on certain body parts through machines, and they may look impressive in some looks, but not in all. That's probably the huge advantages I'll say of using free weights, because you're able to incorporate multiple muscle groups and allow your body to balance out as a whole. Deadlifts, squats, cleans and presses, any of those things like that. It balances out your body and allows you to get strong overall and brings out all of your weak areas. Yes, you can go heavy in both. I know a lot of guys that go heavy in machines and they build a lot of muscle. They're pretty big guys. Vice versa, with heavy and free weights, and they also build a lot of muscle. So you build muscle the same way. The only difference is you're able to burn a lot more fat with free weights, plus balancing out your body. I hope this helps you out, helps you be able to kind of choose on which one you want to go with. For all you beginner guys out there, even though it's easier to start off by using machines, it'll take you a little longer to start off with free weights because you got to go ahead and work on those stabilizers. But think about it this way, you're gonna have to learn how to do those anyways, because you don't want to have certain muscles without developing the other ones. You're not going to truly really have the strength that you want, and your body won't look muscular in the balanced way that you really want to look. I would say worst case scenario, if you do love machines, you like certain ones, they feel really great, cool, but incorporate free weights along with it. So this way you have a combination of both. The most important thing on that though is if you guys that want to go ahead and use machines and free weights, is make sure that you're doing your compound lifts with free weights. That is the key. Deadlifts, squats, your bench press, bent over rolls, barbell curls. If you want to throw them in some machines to kind of add on to those lifts, cool. Make sure you get those main component lifts in, so this way you'll get the best of both worlds. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helped you out. Want more workouts and nutrition? Check it out, sixpackshortcuts.com. See you guys next time. Peace.